this hack. I'm sure life coaches make billions on YouTube telling everybody what they already know, because you already know. All of you already know the answers. And all of you know the hack. You really do. And it's just incredible to me, you know, that it's so simple, right in your face. And we don't do it all the time. But I'm learning to, you know, navigate my mind in a proper nature and not waste my imagination on my thoughts on what they want me to waste my imagination and my thoughts on, and rather for things that I want to do, and I want to do truth in. So yeah, it was Halloween, wasn't it? Whatever. Anyway, so I'll give you an example, a good example of what I'm talking about, this hack, if you want to call it that, for reality. And it's this. Pep talks. Pep talks. You know what pep talks are? You know, it's when the football team is doing really, really rubbish out on the football ground, and the manager comes in at halftime into the changing room, and he says, "You're all fat blobs. Get your shit together and believe you can win. This is the World Squillion Cup final." And then the men feel inspired by their pep talk, and they get out on the field and they do a little better, but they lose anyway. But a good example of this, I think, it was something I was quite inspired by, actually, funnily enough. And I do like inspiring stuff. And it was a movie adaptation of Henry V, the William Shakespeare play, if it was him, Shakespeare. And it's Henry V. Okay, he's got the English army in France, and they're fucked. I mean, they're just going to get fucking killed. They have got impossible odds, 15-1, the French, 15 times greater army. And they're like, it just seems so hopeless. But the king, the leader, who knows about this technology, which I'm sharing with you, he comes along and he gives them a pep talk. And he gives them a famous songs, well, a famous poem, if you like, or sonnet, or whatever this thing is. The speech. That's what it is. It's a speech of St. Crispin, because it was carried out on St. Crispin's Day. And there's one bit in it where he just, all of these men seem hopelessly lost, okay? And he inspires them because he makes them believe. Belief is the killer of intellect, but he inspires them to know what they are, which is greater than what they're telling us. All powerful. And this is where we've been going wrong, you see. We've been giving our power away. I can't believe over the last 10 years how many people have come along to Flat Earth British channel who've been ex-cult members. Well, there's a thing to do, isn't it? Give your fucking power away to some other fucker who tells you that they know better, and they got the information, spliced it together the way that they want for their own fucking narcissistic cult. And that's a fact. Thankfully, when they come over to Flat Earth British shows, we're not dictating shit. We're just going through antiquity together. You know, I really do doubt the shape of the earth. I don't believe it for a second what they're saying, and that, and all of the other bullshit that they give us. The fact is, well, we give our energy away, and they take it willfully. They're happy to take it because they're energy vampires, and this is how we fuel them. Take that energy away from them, what do you think will happen? Oh, who could destroy my beautiful wickedness? They will shrivel up and they will fucking die, is what will happen, because everybody is just doing it all through consent, and they don't have to do any of it, really, because if you're a good person and you're not like, you know, criminal mentality, or a bad person in any way, then you haven't got an issue, have you? And let's be honest, the people that are criminals and do that bad things in this place is because of social engineering, and just a lot of them are just trying to fucking survive, aren't they? And there's these things that eat away at the construct, things like drug addiction, which are really, really bad for everybody involved. Squirrel Sniper, thank you for them pictures you sent me on Facebook. I'll show them in my images of the day later. So yeah, pep talks. If you think of like placebo effects, you know, that people can cure themselves of unbelievable illnesses. I remember Michael Talbot, the guy who talked about holographic universe principle back in 1991 and died a little time later, unusually. But he talked about this principle of the, you know, belief system being that powerful, or where this powerful, and they hijack it, that people were given a placebo to fight a illness, a bad illness beginning with C, and then it would just disperse and disappear. And then they would read something in a medical journal that was saying, oh, no, this drug was not doing anything. And then the disease would come back. Only this guy on the third time of just like, oh, right, no, I know this drug is working, and it all disappears and he's completely cured. Now, that was on a placebo. So who's doing it? He is doing it. That's how powerful we are. Leaders, I'll put them on the right node, the right coordinate, and leaders, oh, well, they can, you know, control nations with their words. Adolf Hitler did it. He got it down to a T with the words, and the way, you know, he went to theatrical school to learn how to, you know, to be able to public speak. And he won the people over the hearts and the minds, which is, again, what Henry V done with his people, his men. He said this to them to, you know, to bring them together. And he said, basically, if we're going to die, guys, don't worry about it, because they will talk about us forever till the end of the world, the heroes that we are. And the men were like, yeah, fuck yeah. Yeah, man, fuck yeah. That's unbelievable. He said, be in their flowing cups, fresh and remembereth. This story shall be good men teach his son. On Crispin's day shall never go by, from this day to the end of the world. But we shall be remembered, us few, us happy few, us band of brothers. I don't think there was any chicks going on in Henry V's army. So that's how he got him to, you know, go and basically win the battle, 15-1, apparently, for the Battle of Cresby as well. They were amazingly outnumbered. How do these unbelievable miracles happen?